Op die lyn het ek vir Jabulani. Good morning, Jabulani.
Morning, Johnny, and morning to your listeners.
Are you well this morning?
I'm well, thanks, and you?
Good to hear. No complaints. It's the 1st of August, the last month of winter.
Yes, we are in autumn now.
What can we expect in the newspaper coming out this afternoon?
Johnny, this week we have a 20-page newspaper which is full of news. But I'll just highlight a few stories. I think I will highlight 10 stories that are outstanding. On the first one, we have SASSA. SASSA says that it's all systems go for August payments. That's after 700,000 of the 12 million SASSA beneficiaries who had problems receiving SASSA grants in July. So there were technical problems there, but SASSA says here that the problem has been fixed. So the story is there on page 2. Another story, last week Friday on the 27th of July, there was a lunar eclipse. So we did a story there on page 3 about the lunar eclipse, explaining to the people how that occurs. If I can just highlight here, it says the moon was in perfect alignment with the sun, which is why we saw the moon appearing red in color. Or in other words, some people call it the blood moon.
Yes.
So that occurred on Friday, the 27th of July. So we have a story there on page 3. Another one, a man who is known by the name of Ati has been living in Rustenburg for the past 30 years. This man lives and sleeps on the street. So the Rustenburg Herald last week was approached by concerned residents asking the Rustenburg Herald to try and help the man to find his family, because he's very, very old and it's not good for him to be staying in the street. So we did an article there on page 4 about that man. So if the public would like to assist us in finding his family, they can just read the story there on page 4.
Sure.
As a result of the industrial action affecting Eskom, there is a high chance that there will be load shedding. Rustenburg saw yesterday night stage 1 load shedding was implemented. So some parts of Rustenburg were without power last night. So the story is there on page 5. In the past, the Rustenburg Herald received a lot of complaints from property owners in Zinniaville and in Garlin Park, that's east of Rustenburg, about a group of people erecting shacks illegally in Garlin Park. So yesterday the Rustenburg Herald was called to Garlin Park by the police and public safety as they were carrying out the court order to evict these illegal squatters. So the story is on page 6. And the people will know by now that the price of petrol went up last night by 1 cent. 95 petrol and 93 petrol went up by 1 cent. And the price of diesel went down by 4 cents. So page 6, there's a story there explaining why the price of petrol went up again.
It's going up with more than a rand and only coming down with 4 cents.
With only 4 cents.
Ridiculous.
On our crime news, we have a double-year sentences. In one incident, a grandson was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment for the murder of his grandmother. So if the people want to learn more about what happened there, they can read the story on page 6. On another separate incident, a man was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment for raping a minor. So the story is also there on page 6. Last week alone, detectives in the province arrested close to 220 suspects for various crimes ranging from assault to rape and robbery. So the story is there on page 12. The problem of incorrect bills being sent out to consumers by the Rustenburg local municipality has been reported many, many times in the newspaper. So our news editor, Mr. Valdi Forskank, wrote his standpoint based on that issue. So the standpoint is on page 13 in the letters page. And then lastly, on our back page, we have a photograph of Esther Masinga, a teacher in Rustenburg who summited Mount Kilimanjaro last week during Mandela Day.
Yes.
The purpose of her doing that is for charity work.
Oh, she actually made it to the base camp, I
She made it to the top, yes.
It's not that bad.
So the newspaper is available this afternoon on the street, 5 rands. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or watch us on YouTube.
Thank you, Jabulani. Enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the week, and enjoy the weekend that's ahead of us.
Thank you very much, you too.
Thank you, sir.